1-2-1-2. Shouts out to Cognac Confessions. Every Friday, 6 o'clock, Instagram Live. What's up, dude? Okay, we live. Welcome to Bay Life Radio. Leave a comment before you leave. Happy Hump Day to everybody on Instagram Live. All right, I'm going to get y'all on Facebook Live, too. That's what I'm going to do. I be getting calls on top of calls from the wrong phone and calls. The real Ty Tiger. What's happening? How you feeling? You know I gotta let that Temu just bump. I just gotta let that bump all the time. Shouts out to Temu Bagat. Y'all can check out his whole catalog, man. The man got back to back to back to back. You know what I'm talking about? I was actually just stalling. Let the lemon pull up. Let the limo pull up, not the lemon. Shouts out to the limo driver taking too long. We got the legendary DJ guy. He about to be in the house. King of the Mega Mix. What's up, Rescue? How you doing, man? Come on over to the Twitch page. Twitch.tv/Bay Life Radio. Hey, I got one video I want to show y'all. We gonna get the limo driver just a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time. He gotta pull up right. Say shout out to our sponsors, By the Pound Rap Media, One World Magazine, Global Grind Magazine, Smith Smooth Cuts, Precious Love Catering, Uncle Paul's Barbecue, Lollipop Cannabis Candy, Coast to Coast DJs, the DJ Coalition, and all y'all mamas. What he do? Welcome to Bay Life Radio. Sit down, sit your ass down. Shouts out to 510 Edibles. What it do, Chef Cam? It's been a minute, man. When you coming home?
Bay Life.
That's right. I see we got an alien at the door. I ain't answering right now. We off on the trip. Y'all check out this video right here. This is the new Snoop Dogg, Crippy Enthusiasm. This is that 3D animation type, newfangled AI type what it do. You feel me?
What it do?
If you see your face in here, that means you might see yourself on the streets. You feel me? Live on Bay Life Radio. The limo should be here by this time. Hold on!
You know me well. You know I'm coming by the smell. I'm here when you see the weed smoke in the air. Party people wave your hands like you just don't care. Grip your enthusiasm. Yo, hold on. It's me, Larry Dog. Pen and paper, money maker, let the beat ride. Let me put you up on this nigga from the east side. This nigga born ready, serve a nigga ether with the pinner off the heady. This nigga flow is dead. Where we at? Right here, Snoop Dogg, I'm with the G-Child. Play something, let me fuck you up just with this freestyle. For sure, but let's make a real record with real effort. Cause my pen game is lethal cyanide mixed with ether. Spit nothing but them hits out. The Chronic put the word up on this shit. Snoopy been about. I wrote it down, needed backup. Called the Hounds. I'm worldwide. You know the voice, you know the sound. Painted like Picasso, my spot on top of the charts. You ain't fucking with the dog. I do this shit every day. I don't play with this here. Just look at my resume. I'm probably pimp of the year. That's what all the players say.
Pop. What's up, my nigga? God damn, cuz, what's happening? Been a minute, cuz. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Just leave you niggas assed out like Vin Rains. Ever since I started, I've been all about big things. Grip it, curve it, flip it, and serve it. I'm at your service, so don't get nervous.
These are words coming from the dog, and everything I do is lit.
Yes, sir.
Hopped in right along, trying to get my party on. Call my nigga Leon. Let's go bust a bitch.
Lottie-dottie, Snoopy's in the party, smoking that yes sir, the best serve that's good for everybody. Get some players in the house, if you see them, point them out. Pulled up in that Bentley with my nigga Leon Black with me, that's simply 2 layers of macking on you bitches, like true players.
I'm here with my baby daddy.
Bitch, who cares? We came to make the party crack, no games, I'm in the party strap. Snoop Dogg and Black, now where the party at? Pop that champagne bottle, we going up full throttle. Don't matter wherever Snoopy go, these hoes gon' follow. Glasses up, we toasting, backwoods I'm smoking. VIP I'm posting, eeny, meeny, miny. You know where to find me, with a cute face, bitch, big ass and waist tiny. I got them lined up like tic-tac-toe, that's 3 in a row. An exotic bitch, a snow bunny, and me and your hoe. We all up in the club, living our best life. Black gave a nigga thumbs, nigga like that's right. Hit the dance floor with some twins, they was close friends. Back that ass up, she said grab it with both hands. Now players do what players do. You know the dog, no sugarcoating, I state the truth. I make the rules, grip it, curb it, flip it and serve it. I'm at your service, now don't get nervous.
Another episode of a doggy dog tale. You know me well. You know I'm coming by the smell.
I'm here when you see the weed smoke in the air. Party people wave your hands like you just don't care. Grip your enthusiasm. Yeah. Say what? Grip your enthusiasm. Okay, like that. Say what? Say what? Grip your enthusiasm.
I told you, y'all.
Yeah, grip your enthusiasm.
Shouts out to Snoop. Snoop taking hip hop to a whole nother level in his genius bag. Support the DJs. Live on Bay Life. I told y'all when the limo got here, y'all. I told you it was gonna be a legend in the building, y'all. DJ Glenn Aurre is in the building. Come on, man. Y'all better do some homework. Y'all better know. Glenn, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What it do, like you say, man.
Let me pull the camera down just a little bit. There we go, damn it. Thanks for coming through, man. You just don't know, man. I'm sitting here, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting here with one of my very first pause tapes. If y'all don't know what a pause tape is, right? That's when you get the radio ready, because the DJ on the radio finna go sick, and you gotta have this mix, right? So right after the announcer stop announcing, you unpause the mix, right? But right before the commercial, you pause it again so you don't get the commercials, right? And then you hope when you unpause it again, you catch the DJ right when he back in his thing. This him right here, y'all. I just had to tell him that, man. You know, I done pause mixed you day after day, man. Listening to you, man. This is an honor.
Respect. You making me sound old, man. People don't realize what tapes and pause tapes is, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think under 30, they don't know what a cassette tape is, man.
Yep.
For sure. So for the Bay Life radio world, that I don't know how they could not know who Glenn Aurre is. I don't know. But just in case they don't know, could you please give them a little background of who is Glenn Aurre and how you been a fixture in the Bay Area in rap music and DJing life.
All right. My name DJ Glenn Aurre. For those who don't know, born and raised in Bay Area. I grew up in Alameda.
Hey.
Yep, A-Town, close hereby. And for those who know, I got my start at KMEL 1991. So, man, I did 10 great years there. Started off as a mix show DJ. Man, I played like weekends to Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock, nighttime. I did like every shift that there can be. I did mornings with Sway. If you don't remember, 95 to about 97, we did the Breakfast Club morning show. I later moved on and became music director for KMEL and assistant programmer in my final years. So, in a nutshell, that's where I was, KMEL.
That's what's up. Shouts out to KMEL. You got icons, man. What got you into DJing, Glenn?
Love of music, man. Like growing up, I'm a youngest of 6 kids. So early on, growing up, like my brothers and sisters, they had vinyl, like in the 70s. So I was exposed to everything from soul to pop to rock. So I think that helped my palate early on. And I think about 83. What was it when Rocket came out? Herbie Hancock.
Ooh, chippa, 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 chippa,
Yeah.
chippa, chippa.
Well, whatever that was, a radio show or whatever, one of the shows, and I saw it on MTV or whatever it was, and then I remember Grandmaster DXT doing the scratching. I was hooked. I was like, I need to do that. So I think I was 12 at the time. So I just, I had a buddy across the street, so he had a turntable. I had a turntable. We went into those DJs who know. We went to Radio Shack, got that realistic mixer.
Ooh, come on, man.
Yeah, if you was an OG back then, that's what you started on. So
Come on, that's the first mixer with the crossfader.
Yep. We got one of those, $69.99 at the time. Then we just took our records that we had, and that's how I kind of taught myself how to like blend records and whatnot. So
That's what's up.
Those were the early years,
For the radio world that don't know what vinyl is, that's those things you see on the wall behind him right there. Them big black discs your mama or your daddy probably got, sitting around the house. That's vinyl. Man, so how did you connect with KMEL and just be able to DJ, man? It seemed like you just got a chance to put it out there.
Yeah. Well, early on, like I said, during my teenage years, just doing the DJ stuff. Doing dances, school dances, things like that. And then I got into production early on. If those who know, I got like a 4-track cassette tape deck. So that's how I did my early mega mixes at the time. So I remember listening to KMEL before I got to KMEL, like people like Cameron Paul, Michael Erickson, Alex Mejia. So obviously that style of mega mixing, just influenced me, and I was like, I gotta learn how to do that. So early on, I figured out like, okay, they're doing multi-tracking, so I invested in like a 4-track cassette player. I had a sampler, drum machine, things like that. So I was doing early production early on, and I just got out of high school, and KMEL had a yearly Mixmaster battle. So the year previous to me winning it, King Tech won, so that's what spawned the King Tech Sway Wake Up Show early on in the 90s, right at 1990. So 91, I entered. We had to send in tapes. So I was fortunate. I was one of 5 finalists. So we battled it out at one of the nightclubs, and I was the winner that year. So that kind of opened the door for me to get to KMEL at the time. My prize was I won 2 1200s. So
that's what's up.
Man, I still own those today. And during the time, I was like, they asked me, hey, you want to do guest spot on Saturday? So I was like, of course. So I was doing Saturday like midnight, and then it just kind of spawned into more things after that. Just once I got my foot in the door, I just never looked back.
That's what's up. That's what you got to do, man. It seems like if you slow down, it's harder to get back on it, man. Yeah. So I got to ask you the most controversial DJ question that's been on the internet, going around everywhere, that every DJ got an opinion on. You ready?
Okay.
Turntables or controller or CDJs?
I mean, honestly, I learned on turntables, so I'm always gonna favor those. I've played on controllers, but I don't own one. I still own turntables. I practice on those. You know, I use phase now, like a lot of people do, but it's still on the turntables. Me growing up, like, I never even had a CDJ, like, back in the day. I skipped that, like, in the early 2000s, so I've never even, like, played on that, you know. So always turntables for me. You know, I guess I'm a purist, but if there was no, I guess I can play on a controller, but, like, if I could ask for whatever I wanted, it's always going to be turntables for me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I love that phase, man. That not skipping, man. I had a tough time syncing them up though. How's it work for you?
It's good. I finally got it. I waited as well. People, some people have to get it for when they first come out, whatever technology is. So I always wait, just make sure everything's good. So I finally got mine, like, I think Black Friday of last year. So yeah, it's been like a year now working with them. So it took a second to kind of get used to it because I'm always used to, like, picking up the needle, dropping it. So I'm like, so a couple times I actually messed up and picked up the needle and almost broke my needle, dropping it on the. So I just basically lock them in place. But yeah, man, embrace the technology.
That's one of the things I love technology. Except it seemed like it kind of like erased some of the skills, like, because even needle dropping, that was a skill. That was a skill you had to learn to be able to drop the needle on or close to on where you needed your spot. And it seemed like, they didn't move the tone arm, and now you don't even have to learn that skill. Yeah,
I mean, exactly when we were doing mix show back in the 90s at KML or whoever, if you were a DJ back then, like, you had records. You didn't have Serato, you didn't have, MP3. So if you didn't have the vinyl, you didn't have the record. So first of all, you had to have the record. So,
exactly.
And secondly, if you're trying to, like, do quick mixing or, like, scratch a certain phrase, you have to pick that needle and put it there,
know where to put it.
Certain records, I put, like, stickers or little marker cues, so I know if I'm mixing quick, like, okay, put it at that sticker point because that's going to be closest to where you're going to scratch or whatnot.
Right.
But it was hard for us growing up, DJs. Now it's easy with the controllers, even the mixers,
cues,
just the hot cues. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It makes things easier. But if you never learn the way we learned up growing in the,
you got to. I think if you're a DJ, you
would
have
appreciate
to learn on
that.
turntables. Yeah.
You would appreciate the skill and art form.
I know I do a whole lot of different stuff on the controller, and they be looking at me like, what? And because I forget. I learned on turntables as well, and I had to find where the groove live in the words of Grandmaster Flash. So it's like having all that is good, but it make you think of other stuff you can do too. I seen a DJ over the weekend. And, he was a pretty good upcoming DJ, but he put his hand on the right side of the wheel, and I was stuck. I was like, what? You can't put your hand right there. That's where the tone arm's supposed to be, man. You're supposed to be on the left side. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you never learned on turntables.
Yeah, exactly. So I was stuck seeing that. I was like, damn, that's my first time, But I guess you can, since you...
With controller, no needle, so yeah, I guess so.
That's what's up, man. So you still active?
Yeah, I still do a syndicated radio show in 6 markets across the country. So I do that weekly. Also do Twitch as well. So I love Twitch, where we can just kind of do our thing.
Hey, yeah, I love Twitch. Shouts out to Twitch. I always keep this picture up here. Rest in peace, Cal Lewis. Because I think if it wasn't for Twitch and Cal Lewis, I didn't like the radio until I got to hear the DJs mix. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't my thing. And then Twitch just let you go all out. I was like, oh, yeah. Thank you. We was waiting on this.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I know, I am on, like, syndicated FM radio stations, but you know how it is. It's
right.
It's not what it was in the 90s.
Dance how they say
everything's play. Everything is, this is what you're going to play. These are the 5 songs. So, a little boring, but it is what it is. It's a job. But I love Twitch because you could basically express yourself. It's everything you wanted to do. If you want to curse, whatnot, you could play whatever. It's not like, you got to stick to playing whatever. Like I said, I play breaks, samples, things like that.
Yeah.
Whatever, stuff that, like, I could never do, like, on radio. So I take Twitch, like, like kind of open like a painter, just having an open
Right.
blank palette and just kind of just go. That's where your creativity goes. So I look at Twitch more of my outlet to just express myself. So that's why I love it.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So how was it for you just evolving from vinyl to even moving over to phase? You know, was it a smooth transition, or was it foreign, or what?
Not too bad. I think for me, there was a period of time in the early 2000s when I left KMEO. I went to L.A., moved up there. Then I did like 10 years at Capitol Records. So I was really focused on that. So I kind of gave up DJing at the time. So my equipment was in storage at the time. So that was when Serato first hit and whatnot. So I kind of missed that whole phase of it. So I didn't even get on Serato until maybe like 2014 or so. And then for me, it was just like all about, oh, okay, I got to get MP3s of all this stuff, you know. And I had all of my vinyl in storage, so I'm like, but then
Right.
luckily friends were like, oh, you know, I'll hook you up, things like that. And then now, like, you know, having the intro, things like that, trying to find those. So I think that was the hardest part, just finding all the MP3s. There's still, you know, man, I still got a lot to go. But for me,
Right.
you know, I'm not those guys that just like get a hard drive and have like 10 million songs. Like, you know, I want to have music that I want to hear. I don't want to just have, you know, whatever, just to have or whatever. So
Right.
I'm just taking my time, you know. So, but I think that was the hardest part, just trying to get the music transferred to MP3 off vinyl, things like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's crazy because it's like they don't have a whole lot of B-sides, man. We used to have a lot of dope songs on the B-side, and that's what I'm, you know, kind of having a hard time finding.
Yep, exactly. Just, you know, thankfully, like, friends, you know, had rips of it back then or whatnot, so I was able
Right.
to pick some of that stuff up, or, you know, stuff I had at KMEO, I still had copies of or whatnot, so I was able to transfer that to MP3.
That's what's up. So if y'all live, y'all just joined us. Welcome to Bay Life Radio. We live inside the Spaceship with my man Glenn Aurre. DJ Levin, Bay Area DJ God, doing his thing. King of the Mega Mix. In fact, check this out, y'all. I'm going to give y'all a little sample of DJ Glenn Aurre. Y'all jump in the time machine with me, and we'll be back right after this. Live on Bay Life Radio. Bay Life! Bay Life! Bay Life! Bay Life!
Your number one for classic radio listening. Air checks.
By Radio Mania.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will twist your
This is
head.
one of my favorites.
Check this out.
And I would like to play a little tune I just composed not so long ago.
Hold on a fucking minute.
It's not the way to do it.
Sorry, wrong beat.
Okay. Check this out.
Come on, baby, 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 on Facebook Live. I was about to say on Bay Life Radio.
punk rock jumps upon the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green. The green doesn't symbolize the meaning of the doubt, but Robo-Top last year was a shot. The tone of the Popeye cut shook your butt. Kids are screaming, the media says what? Kind of music is
what y'all know about Chef Rock?
With the plan and the band demands you. Leave the smack and the crack for the whack, for the ball and the knock. Keep a smile like that. Leave the knife and the gun in the store and ignore temptation sent by the nation. Facial game cause it's pain needs a new rep. In your heart and mind, never forget new set. Walk-ins and when you walk in, you don't just one. Black on black, remember that it's important. Anyway, the shunless one, bring forth the fun. No hatred, the summer's almost done. No time for sleep. Jump in your Jeep and pump up the funky beat. Holy, beaver goes off, yo, smash it, then trash it. You're too young to be plumped in a casket. Just get your boys and bring the noise and just swing it. Your party people, sing it.
Oh yeah! Live on Baylight Radio.
Wow.
Man, we went back to my high school dance right there.
You're in the time machine. First off, how did you even get that mix? And that was like circa 91, 92. So that's like 30 years ago.
Right. 30 years to the year. Yeah. That's what
Wow.
it say, 1993.
Wow.
Come on, man. How the last 30 years been for you?
Wow. Whoa.
So overall, man, I got to ask you, how has the DJ game treated you, man? And what's a couple of your takeaways?
Man, I'm just blessed. The journey I've been on, like I said, it all started with just the love of music.
Right.
Who would I would have never thought okay, I want to learn how to DJ, but then DJing would then become a career of mine the last 30 plus years. So,
right.
I was fortunate enough to do 10 years at KMEL and move up the ladder there from just DJing once a week to being on air every day to helping be the soundtrack of the Bay Area in the 90s, helping break records that are still classics today. Little did we know, okay, we're going to take this piece of vinyl from E40, blow it up, and look at him today, still doing it.
Exactly.
Helping
30 years, though. Huh?
Helping artists get record deals, from the Loonies to,
Man, that's what's
all
up.
that, man. So it's crazy doing that part of the game, and then leaving in 2001 to move to LA to work at Capitol Records and become on the promotional side of a record label. So seeing both sides of the fence, radio, then also on the label side. So man, like I said, I just been blessed the journey that I've been on, and then even the last 10 years having my production company and still able to do my DJ work and other stuff as well, man. Like I said, I'm just blessed, man.
For sure. On the label side, man, how was that? Today it's a lot of young artists trying to get in the game, trying to get record deals and all that. How was it for you on the label side? Just dealing with all that.
It was good. Like I said, being on the radio side, you're just so focused on playing records, running a radio station, which I did at KMEL. So I learned that aspect when I got to the label side. It was the total opposite. So now it's taking an artist, and then now it's not just one station. You're trying to get that record played across the country. So, now that's where your relationships come in, learning these radio stations across the country. I was in a hole, living in the Bay Area all my life, born and raised, and at KMEL in the 90s. So then when I moved to LA in 2001, it was a little culture shock at first, and just fast-paced. LA is crazy out there. So, and then I was always on the road. So my job at Capitol Records, I was national director of promotions for rhythm and urban projects. So basically, I had to talk to all the radio stations across the country. So the first year, I had to actually meet them. So since I didn't know them, I was basically pretty much every radio station in America. I had to fly into that city.
Cold call. How you doing?
At first, it was emails or whatnot, but then once you start getting these people on their phone, hey, I'm going to fly into town, you take them to dinner or whatnot, then obviously play records that you have. So basically all the record labels that were doing the thing for me at KMEL, now I was that guy. So in a way, it's all right, it's easy. I know how to do it, but again, it's all about relationships, and you're only good as your record. So my first couple years at Capitol, we didn't really have a lot of good projects. So 2001 to 2003, man, it was kind of hard for me. I hated it because it was we had a lot of stiff, so I had a lot of we're not gonna play this record. I like you, Glenn, but I can't fuck with this, So
oh wow.
yeah, where KMEL, I'm looking for every record that I want to break. So it was kind of like, So.
So you was getting a lot of no's.
Yeah, So,
wow.
And your job is to get it played. So it's a little stressful.
On some good songs too. You was getting some no's.
I mean, I admit we had some stiffs. So even if I was, even my radio side, I was like, oh man, I wouldn't play this shit either, man. But it is your job.
Though. Yeah.
It's your job to get it played. So you try to just go at it, or you take no right at first, but then you keep going back to it. So and sometimes that third conversation, all right, I'll give it a shot. So so you just.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah. So tell us just one great artist that you got a chance to shop that you love shopping.
Ah man. Well, at Capitol, man, we worked with a lot of great artists. Or we worked everything
Capitol
from
Records, man.
West Side Connection, we had their album there.
Hey.
Snoop, we had one of his albums there when he had the song Beautiful. So, we took that #1. Who else did we had?
Damn.
We had smaller acts like Chingy that we had 3 #1 singles on. One that's fulfilling for me is Mims. Remember, This Is Why I'm Hot.
That's my song still, man.
Yeah.
I like that. This is why I'm hot.
That was an indie record that was blowing up kind of in the Florida region. We ended up signing it, so then we just started working it. So at the time, and it was crazy because it almost didn't make it. I remember we're working it, and we got it to 30 on the national chart, and then we kind of hit a roadblock, and it was kind of stalling out. And I remember sitting with the president of the company, and he's just like, "So what's up with the record? Is it done?" And I'm like, we might have a week or two if we don't get more traction. So, and I remember at the time it was just one of those lucky weeks. We had Power 106 in LA, put it in 50 times a week. I think Hot 97 in New York, same thing. And then all of a sudden it just spread like wildfire. And next thing you know, it had a second life. So then from 30 we got to 20, we got to 15, we got to 10. And I remember we got to 10. The president was sat us down, was like, you got to take this #1, So then we're, got that pressure on. We got it to 5. Then we just kept grinding it. And then it was 8 months in the making, and we took that thing #1. So that was one that actually, even as just a small independent record, man, that was fulfilling. Because I remember going on the road with Mims, and doing shows, whatnot, and cool guy. So it was just well deserving that we took it #1 for him. So yeah, that was one in particular that I do remember.
That's what's up. So Glenn, I gotta ask you, man. I know a lot of artists want to know this question too. What is it? What's the formula, man? How do you get the song out there? How do you get them to pay attention to your song?
Yeah, I think in today's climate, it's different. In the 90s, it was all about what we were really feeling. So a lot of times it came me up. We were feeling something, and I think it was good because we were all DJs. So we kind of knew the pulse of what the records were. We kind of knew what was the next thing that we're breaking. And obviously at the time, we really wanted to break stuff. I know now, it's a little saturated with the music or whatnot. But I think today's culture with artists, it's good. It's like a double-edged sword. I think it's great because there's so many different platforms now. Before, it was just FM radio. So everybody put their eggs in the basket to try to get their record on the radio. But today's culture, we have all this, from Spotify to YouTube to all the streaming platforms on top of radio. And then we have even internet radio now that you can actually get traction on. So I think artists today have to do their homework and look at not just, saying I want to be on FM radio. Yeah, that's your dream, but it's hard. It's hard. It's like sports. Everybody might,
they got rules
in college or whatnot and want to make NBA, NFL, but only a small percentage make it to that next level. So I say that I compare that almost like the record game as well. So there's stories that people blow up quickly, but a lot of times you got to just put in the work, or it's not overnight. So some artists took years and years to break, or there's some that put in work that didn't make it. Unfortunately, even when I was at Capitol Records, we signed some artists. A&R did that. We ended up dropping 3 months later because their record didn't work. So I feel bad for that because here they are trying to get it. They have a shot, and then end of the day they get
Said womp womp womp.
Yeah, it's a reality of the business side of things.
Right,
It's
cutthroat. It's cutthroat.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I asked, man, because in the area where I'm at, I deal with a lot of upcoming artists, and the things I see, I try to tell them, and it seems like today is just not. It's not believable. It's like, since you can do whatever you want on the internet, it's like you don't have to listen to no rules to make a song. But you see certain songs make it, and then other songs, even good songs, some of them just fall by the wayside, just don't get there.
I think what happens in today's climate as well, I think it's a copycat world.
Right.
Artists are like, hey, I'm going to make a song and I'm going to make it viral, or I'm going to, make a dance to it. So it's just, like what's hot at the time. What's
I'm going to do
trend.
it like such and such.
Yeah. So I always looked at it as try to be creative. Try to think outside the box. You don't have to always like copy the next man or whatnot, or maybe take their ideas and learn from that and spin it. How can I do that and put my own twist on it to make me stand out? So I think that's what I did for myself in terms of DJing. Like when I got to KMEL, it's like there was other DJs at the time and well respected, but at the time I'm like, well, what can I do to make myself stand out? And like I said, I think the mega mixing and the multi-tracking things that I were doing early on in the 90s helped define who I am still today. So
yeah, that was ahead of its time, man. I was trying to figure out how they must got 8 turntables in the studio, man. Wait a minute, it's 2 Glens.
No, exactly. I mean, I had to learn that too. I didn't know when I was like 12, 13, listening to like Cameron Paul on the radio. I'm like, how there's like 4 or 5 songs going on at one time? And I'm thinking, I didn't realize you can multi-track and do whatnot. But it's an art form to do that too. Like, like I can get down on 2 turntables, but the production aspect of it, like when I was only once a week at KMEL Saturday, like I said to myself, okay, I want to make a masterpiece mix. Like I'm on for 45, 50 minutes. So instead of just recording like a, mix in real time, I took my time. I started like Sunday night, then put a little, 5 minutes and another 5 minutes the next day. I would work on it all week and then finally like drop it off Friday. So that 45-minute mix probably took me like 25 hours to make, because of all the little stuff you put in there, sampling this, sampling that, or just overlays, like you said, like having like 5 things going on at once.
Right. Or simultaneously back to back.
Yeah, and, people hear the final product but don't realize the work you put into it, So
Right. That's what it is. So, Glenn, hearing all that, and what's up to everybody that just tuned in? Brother Broski, what it do? Shouts out to my sis, Miss Nonan, what it do? Shouts out to Hazel B. Good morning, good evening. Where y'all at?
I got to shout out to Real Tight Tiger. That's my manager. She at work right now, but she watching on Twitch. Shout out to her. Thanks for everything you do. I got to shout out Jeff at BTP Media Group for also showing us love. Always hooking me up. My girl Hazel B. Shout out to her. She worked with me at KMEL. She ran the street team back in the day. So if you saw the street team van in the 90s and whatnot, like she was responsible for that.
That's what's up.
Shout out to her as well. 15-year cancer-free pink ribbon anniversary. So shout out to her.
Hey, yeah, that's what's happening. What's up, Honest? Honest said, Miss Hazel B, how can an artist get on the radio? What does it take to get on the radio, Glenn?
Nowadays?
Yeah, nowadays.
I mean, end of the day, it's you have to have a good song. I mean, like what is considered a good song? I mean, obviously, like, yeah, you can be in the studio and think your song is the greatest, but you got to remember, like, when you bring it to radio or whatnot, you're at their mercy. So,
right.
It's not. And then, like I said, I think with today's term, like, don't put all your eggs in basket thinking you have to get on FM radio. Go around it. Like, get viral. Get it on, like, internet radio. Get it on the streaming platforms. Because, in today's climate, like, radio, even labels, they're looking at metrics, meaning, like, everything. Like, they're going to look up social media, like how many followers you have,
wow,
what you're
crazy.
doing. They're going to look at, like, if you're on Spotify or whatnot, how many streams, things like that. If you are selling your single, how many have you sold? So those are all pieces of the puzzle that not even the labels look at, but even radio. Because even when I got to Capitol, those are some of the questions when I was talking to radio, trying to promote or artist, that's what it became. Before, when I was music director at KML, it was like, all right, let me see what you got, and I might hear the record. Then first and foremost, do I like the record? Then from there, I might be like, okay, well, are you selling it? Things like that, and basically that's all I have to go off of. And then if it's something that's kind of locally, am I getting requests, things like that. But that's pretty much all the metrics I had back in the day. But today, man, there's so many metrics that labels use, radio use. So
how you do
artist,
with so many song requests? I know everybody thought you could make them famous. Come on, Glenn, play me on the radio. Play me on the radio. Put me in the mix.
Man, I mean, it's hard because you got to understand, even at radio, even back then, like we can only play so many records. And so imagine like I'm getting battered every week by all the major labels.
Yes.
But then at the time in the 90s, we had so much of the local stuff. So it was like a balancing act. And I got flack, trust me, I got yelled at by all the locals at times when, we
you ain't showing no love, man.
you're not showing enough love to local artists, things like that. So it is what it is. You got to understand it's still a business. So, at the time I had to pick and choose what I felt was best for my radio station at the time, KML. So, I looked at things that requests, what's happened in the club, feedback from my DJs, things like that. So, so.
You still DJing in the clubs now?
I'm trying to get back into it. Like I said,
really?
Okay.
That's
it's fun. I did a couple, friends parties, things like that. But yeah, like if it comes along and if it's right, hey, I wouldn't mind doing it.
The club is crazy now, man. I'm in there every now and then. It's crazy. Y'all club goers, man. Y'all stop putting your phone in the DJ face, man. We got to figure out a request system or something. Man, that's crazy. But yeah, it's cool, but it's crazy out in the clubs now. That's what's up. What you say? They want to send you music right now.
They want to send music?
Yeah, it don't stop.
Well, this is what you do. Any artist in the chat, on my IG, I have a new entertainment page. So it's Thai, THAI _ Aurre, AURE _ ENT entertainment. So Thai Tiger, put it in the chat. So follow that page. You can DM there. I could check it out, give you some advice or whatnot. But yeah, man.
That's what's up. So y'all just got the blessing right here on Bay Life Radio. Now you know where to send your music. Now you know how to connect. Shouts out to Thai Tiger.
Bay Life!
It's always overtime with A&R, man. That's what's up, man. Glenn, anybody out there, before we get out here, anybody out there you want to give shouts out to?
Man, shout out, once again, shout out Jeff at BTP Media Group for hooking things up. My manager, Thai Tiger, like I said, like she hold me down. Like, I said, like I can't do my daily stuff without her making sure I'm on point or whatnot. So shout her out. Hazel B in the chat. Like I said, she worked with me at KMEL. I see DJ Fox C. Actually, funny story. We went to high school together.
Oh,
Incinel High, Alameda.
What?
So I see her in there. You know what I mean? So class of 1990. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I want to shout out. Just shout out everybody that's crossed my path during my journey, man. Like I said, I've just been fortunate enough to be on this ride still. Little did I know, like I would take something that I love, music and DJing, and make it a career and still be able to do what I'm doing today, man. So I'm just fortunate and blessed. And I want to shout you out too, man, for having me here, man.
Oh, man, for sure. Appreciate it, man. And again, yeah, shouts out to Jeff Kwan. He's a genius. Always getting us great guests such as yourself, man. And I appreciate you taking out the time of your busy schedule to come chill on Bay Life, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. I'm back in the Bay. Like I said, I moved to L.A. in 2001, so I've been there the last 21 years. But this past November, moved back up to the Bay, man. So Thai Tiger said the Bay needs you, so she came down and she helped me pack the U-Haul and drove me back down here, man. So I'm here for good, back in the Bay Area, man.
That's what's up. I got a couple of people ask what's the IG again. Thai Tiger, could you put it in
Can
the
you put
comments?
it in, Ty?
Oh, yeah. Check out the comments on Twitch. Get the connections. And, yeah, we about to get out of here. I know my auntie finna come in here with the broom and the red light and get to cutting us off. before we do, I did pick one video that we gonna go out to that I want you to see, Glenn. This is This is one of my super dudes, man. This dude has he's been a fixture around the Bay Area for a long time, and he's still doing good work. You know what I'm saying? This is I know. I'm not playing that one, but I'm playing this one.
Shout out Prince Ice. I see ya. Another KML fan, Prince Ice.
For sure. Oh, what's up, Prince Ice? Oh yeah, Chris Leo, what
Chris
he
Leo,
do?
hell yeah, I see ya. Thanks for tapping in.
That's what's up. So we gonna get out of here right there. Glenn, this song is called Mood right here. This by my man, Brother Broski, a.k.a. Brody Loke, featuring Louisville Slugger. This is called Mood. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to Bay Life Radio. Y'all check this out.
Much
we out
love,
the door
much
with
respect.
this one. For sure. We out of here. Y'all be good. Baseline.
Peace, y'all.
Baseline.
I pull up, hop out, sunshine, high tide, mob time. Every single old school shined up, has a light so bright. Every day, all night, 25, 8, 366. That's right. Loud pipes rumbling, silverback thumping inside of the trunk. You can smell the funk, baby, Bubba, do it easy. That's what I do. Pay dues, no rules. Yeah, I'm about to act a fool. Check the resume, boy. I'm on fire. Hot sauce. I suggest you jump in and ride with a boss. I'm a soldier, a warrior with a Huey P vision, with a gang of ammunition, and I'm bumping at these critics. American greed, Ponzi scheme, mad on. Disrespect the opponent and grab it, clip and let off. These bullets get the playing with you, hit you in your lung. Let it bounce around your belly, you little young punk.
It's all love. Shouts out to Brother Broski.
But I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood. They in the building and they acting a fool. But I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood. I'm in the building, I don't mean to be rude. But I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood. They in the building and they acting a fool. But I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood.
I'm in the mood to go crazy on these whack rappers. Think they flowing straight, but they ass backwards. These niggas pussy never scraping from the shoulders, quick to point the finger like a whistleblower. I'm going back to the basics, dressed in all black like I'm fresh out the Matrix. These niggas lightweight, full of hatred. Wishing death upon a nigga from the slums, but it's ugly where I come from. But I maintain, focus and do my thing. Keep a shorty on the side for some good brain. Riding in the drop top, candy paint, I stay lit. If you smell something funky, it's me, cause I'm the shit. Little bitch on my dick tip, don't fuck off my mood. When you hear grown men speaking, sit back and be cool. I wish a nigga step out of line, thinking he King Kong and try to take mine. I'm in the building, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood. They in the building and they acting a fool, but I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood. I'm in the building, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood. They in the building and they acting a fool, but I'm way too cool. Won't let them fuck off my mood.
Bay Life Radio, the base best connection between you and good music. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. We out of here on this one. Shouts out to the guy, DJ Alex Mejia on this one. Glenn, I appreciate you coming through, man.
All good, much respect.
We out of here, y'all. Peace.